Hi everyone. So in this series we will go through the solutions for the 2025 Junior Cycle Ordinary Level Maths exam. Okay, so let's jump into the first question. Okay, so as we see here that here is Q1. Okay, so Q1 we have two sections, section A and section B. Okay, and in the first section, in section A, we have 3 parts. Okay, and in section B, we have 2 parts only. Okay, so in section A, it says that we need to calculate the value of each of the following. Okay, so it is like here, the question here is very simple, that we just need to work out, you know, a few like basic math operations. Okay, so on the first part here, we need to find the answer for this mathematical expression. Okay, so let's bring up our calculator here. So what we can say that 456 minus 321, and we get the answer is 135. So we say the answer is just very simple, 135, like that. Okay, so that's the correct answer for the first part. Okay, and again in the part number 2 here, also we need to find the answer. Okay, for this problem, so we use also again the calculator. So what we can say, we say like 7.4 multiplied by 6.2, right? And we get the answer in the fraction form, but we can change it into the just like the decimal form using the SD, okay, key. So if we use the SD key, we get the answer in this form, which is 45, okay, 0.88, and that is the answer for part B, part number 2. Okay, and so on for the third part. Okay, we can just work out the same with the same process. So we need to use, like we say, like square root of 9, and we move the cursor like this, and they say multiplied by, we open the bracket, right, 7 minus 3, and then we close the bracket, and then we get the answer, which is 12. So we can say here the answer is 12. Okay, this is the answer. Okay, and also we can use another method basically to solve this problem here. So we know that the square root of 9 is 3, and we know that 7 minus 3 is 4. Okay, so we can just say like this. Okay, we can say 3, right, multiplied by 4, we also get the same answer, which is 12. So that's the correct answer for part 3. Okay, and we move on for the third part, for the section B. Okay, so it says that the ages of Jill, Alice, and Paul are shown in the table below. Okay, so in the first part here, we need to complete the table to show the ages of Jill, Alice, and Paul in 4 years time. 4 years time. That's very important. Okay, and they give us the ages, the current ages of the people here in the first column. So we have 16, 12, and 11. All right. So we just need to fill in, you know, this the column here. Okay. So as we know that, if we just need to basically to add the 4 value of 4 to the each of the values here in the column, right? Because we need to find the ages in 4 years time. So 16 plus 4 is going to be 20. So we write it down 20 like that, and the 12 plus 4 is going to be like 60, right? And so on for the third one, which is should be 15. Okay, so that's the first part. And for the second part, we need to what? We need to work out the mean age of of the people here in 4 years time. Okay, 4 years time. Okay, so it means that we need to use those values here in the second column that we just computed, right? And as you know that to find the mean, the value or the average value of a group of numbers, we just need to add all of them, all the numbers, and then we divide the answer by the number of the items or values in the group. Okay, so what we can say here, we can say very simple, we say, okay, we say mean, right, equals mean age. We can just say mean age, right, like that. We just like write it in the fraction form. So it's very simple here. We say, okay, what we have here, we have it 20 plus 16, right, plus 15, right? And then we divided the fraction by what, we should use the number of values in the group, which is 3 here. Okay, if we have 4 people, we have to add 4 numbers and divide the summation by the 4, and so on for other. Okay, so here this gives me, if we use the calculator, basically same, right? So we say very quick, like say like 20 plus 16 plus 15 equals to what? To 51. So we write it down here, 51, right? Then divided by 3, and this will give me, we just divide the same answer by 3, will give me 17. So we say that 17, okay, 17. So that's the correct answer for the second part of section B. Okay, now let's have a look at the marking scheme for this exam. Okay, so if we just go to the notes of Q1 here in page number 6. Okay, so here are the notes for the Q1. What we have here, we have for section A and also for section B. So here are the correct answers for each part in section A. Okay, and this section basically is on the scale of 10C, which means that we have 10 marks for this section with 4 subcategories. Okay, 4. Okay, we have the full mark, which is 10, and we have like 0 mark, okay, for this section. And also we have something is called like low partial credit, which is a 3. Okay, we can get a 3 out of 10 when we answer only one part correct. So for example, 1 out of 3 parts is correct. Okay, or maybe if we show some work of merit in the third part here, so we show some calculation, right? For example, we find the square root of 9, okay, and we show some like calculations here in the third part. Okay, and also we can get 7 out of 10 when we have 2 parts correct. It means like we have here, maybe we answer correctly the first part and the second part, or and so on, 2 out of 3, then we can get 7 out of 10, which is called high partial credit. Okay, high partial credit. Okay, and there is a special case here that we get 9 full credit minus 1, which is 9, right? So in that case, when we answer the part 2, the answer, we give the answer of part 2 in rounded form. I mean, we have here the fraction form, the decimal form, right? If we rounded in the answer here, we will get full credit minus 1. Okay, so we have to be very careful because this is the exact solution, and if we round it, we get the approximate solution. Okay, so either we can keep it in this form or also in the other fraction forms as well. Okay, and about the note here, full credit minus 1, here the details which is shown in this page. So if we go to page number 4, okay, we see here that so we get full credit minus 1 in some cases, like for example incorrect rounding, or we miss the units, for example the units for the values, or misreading that does not oversimplify the work. So in that case we get the full mark but minus 1. Okay, so we have to be very careful about it. Okay, and also here in page in the third page, page number 3, we have the details. That there is some details information about the scales, you know, like 5 mark scale, 10 mark, or 15. Okay, with each subcategory there, right? The marks there, and also here like the scales on some information. You can have a look at it. Okay, for each category and scale. Okay, now for the section B of Q1, also here are the answers for the first part, and here is the the answer 17 for the second part. Okay, and the section B basically is on the scale of 10D, which means that we have 10 marks with sub 5 categories. Okay, we have the full mark, we have 0 credit. Okay, and we can get 4 out of 10 in the case of low partial credit. Okay, in that case, if we show some work of merit, for example, in A, we compute only one value correct in this table here in the first part, or we wrongly shift all the numbers by one value by incorrect amount, like, because if you remember here, they wanted to find the age in 4 years time, right? So we added number 4 to the numbers there, right? So if we wrongly added another value, like for example 5 or 6 or 2, then we will be under this category, low partial credit. Okay, and also if we add divided by 3 in section 2 here, like also we make some mistakes in the second part as well. Okay, and also we can get 6 out of 10, which is called mid partial credit. Okay, mid partial credit in that case, when we show only the correct answer for one part, like for example the part for one part. Okay, only one part. Okay, or when we show work of merit in both parts. Okay, for example, some calculations here in this part and some calculations here in that part, we will get 6 out of 10. Okay, and also finally that we have the high partial credit, which is 8 of 10. Okay, when we have one part correct. Okay, for example the first part, and we show, you see this and here the condition that and we show some calculations of work merit in the other part, in the second part. So in that case we will get 8 out of 10 for the high partial credit.